When it comes to players with insane movement in Counterstrike, there are not so many loud names that come in mind. Of course we have legendary Zuhn, but unfortunately he lost all his interest in Counterstrike long time ago, according to this Reddit post. In CSGO/CS2, the only two people I can think of are Scribe and Zuhn. And the reason I decided to pick Zuhn for today's video are pretty simple. First of all, Zuhn was banned by Overwatch 5 years ago, and he claims to be fully legit and says that his ban was a false Overwatch ban. Second of all, Zuhn makes videos with highlights that you won't find on pretty much any Counter-Strike channel. Insane b-hops and movement, trick shots and flick shots, which shocks hundreds of thousands of his viewers. Now, when it comes to me, I honestly don't care if Zuhn is cheating or not. I'm here for a completely different reason. I want to see how he plays in his regular matches, because most of his videos are compilations of insane shots, and it creates an illusion that a regular round of his game looks like this. Zuhn gets out of spawn, makes 300 b-hop jumps in a row, and on his 301st jump makes a mid-air 180 flick through the smoke through the wall and kills 4 people with one shot. From the research that I've done, in his videos he mostly plays on silver ranks, and I haven't found any footage of him being higher than silver. His CS stats account also says that in CSGO his highest rank was gold Nova 4, and in CS2 he was never higher than silver elite. Also, he doesn't have a premier rank, and he only plays Mirage and sometimes Nuke. And before I look into his actual gameplay, I want to make a prediction. I'm 100% certain that Zuhn is a way better player than an average silver, and I'm also certain that he's just playing for clips in most of his rounds, since that's what he's known for and that's what people watch him for. Now let's analyze his gameplay. Firstly, we're gonna take a look at the game where Zuhn played really good and made 26 kills. He plays under a nickname Z, which probably indicates the fact that he supports Russia while being an American, which is rare, but I'm not 100% sure about that statement. On round number 1, Zuhn buys a deagle, makes a few sick b-hops and then demonstrates us the famous when jump. But because of the fact that he got stuck and didn't break the window and also made an extra jump on balcony, the T player spots him and then kills him. Next round, Zuhn buys a deagle and a flash without armor, then tries to do a short jump but fails, and while going towards con, he attempts a jump shot. After that he b-hops to jungle, fails the window jump, goes for the clip again, and dies. His overall idea was correct. First of all, he had the closest spawn to window, so you gotta utilize spawns like that by jumping short, pushing under or middle, or picking from under con. What I didn't like is that he definitely heard lots of T players crossing short from mid, and instead of b-hopping all the way to kitchen and helping on B, he just jumps out of window and dies. Next round he goes towards A, lands consistent b-hops and then does this. Holy shish, just look at the enemy's POV. Next round he gets an AWP, and after not spotting anyone on mid, he goes stairs, tries to do some jump shots again, and then rotates all the way through T spawn to A palace. After peeking out of palace, he sees a T in sandwich and no-scopes it. After that he jumps out of palace and no-scopes another T. But there is something to be mentioned. Again, here Zuhn has the closest spawn to window, so picking mid is a really good option. But he chooses a wrong path, because he decides to do a vent jump and doesn't land it, which makes him lose those precious seconds that he needs to utilize from his spawn. And again, he tried going for a short jump but doesn't land it. Against opponents who would be pressuring mid more often, they could easily catch you off guard, especially if you're late to do the jump. Before we continue, let me introduce today's video partner, Skin Club. But you have to be 18 plus to play on a site. They're one of the biggest case opening sites out there with instant withdrawal system. They got daily cases to open, lots of fun game modes to choose from, and a huge variety of deposit methods. I played on a site myself, and as you can see, I managed to profit in a matter of seconds. After that, I tried my luck in case battles where I instantly won in a 2 vs 2. And then, I withdrew my skins and immediately got them in my inventory. If you wanna check them out, use my link in the description for a deposit bonus, and now let's get on with the video. The score is 1-4, Zuhn goes to stairs and tries some mid-air shots again. After jumping around in jungle for a solid minute, T's finally go out on MTB side and plant the bomb. Zuhn responds with a kill on a clueless T and a 180 no-scope on a lurker who came from jungle. 2 vs 2, a difficult scenario with no information on enemies, but even here he manages to find another no-scope on a T player and then dies to another unexpected lurker. Zuhn has a pretty good understanding of spawns, because this round he had a closer spawn towards A and he actually went A. But what he did wrong here is that he went on top of bench and tried picking ramp. Remember, there was no molly in ramp, and against better opponents Zuhn would have been an easy target with just one lamp flash. With his b-hopping skills, I would advise him to b-hop to default and then jump on top of palace, trying to pick palace with a sniper rifle and gaining positioning advantage on your enemies who wouldn't expect you to be there so early and find an easy entry. Next round he loses more than half of HP after not kicking a no-scope in window. I think that when Zuhn's teammate died in window, he should have used a molotov that he had to make the T-player run away and only then trying to go for a no-scope. Then does a vent jump and goes left side window, covers himself with a smoke, fails a molotov, jumps out of window, but a T-player expects him. So he decides to go deep in under, but then spots a T-player and kills him. After that, Zuhn b-hops all the way to B-Eps, and the Ts who are coming from short obviously hear him. And I guess a T-player here is also some YouTuber, because I have no idea why are they both trying to go for a wallbang here. Anyways, Zuhn finally gives up on that wallbang and goes towards side, throws a flash and does a very decent pick on a T from short and then fails to kill a standing T with a USP. Also, staying in B palace for so long was really unnecessary. The score is 3-4 and the same scenario happens. He goes towards A, does a couple of jump shots, but then comes towards B and hides in a market. As a wild lion who evades his prey, Zuhn calmly evades a T-player. But his teammate completely sells him by making steps and then gets killed by a T-lurker. Zuhn instantly refrags, but an incredibly difficult 2 vs 4 retake scenario awaits. He has absolutely zero info about the position of his enemies. He makes the first kill and misses the second shot on a guy B-Eps, then instantly switches target and pre-aims the player near bench. His teammate instantly coordinates with his movement. Now they act as the same mechanism where they feel literally every strafe, every move of each other. He throws a smoke and starts defusing, but Zuhn has to do an incredible job of covering his mate. T-player goes out and Zuhn does something unbelievable. A no-scope through the smoke, and a second after they defuse the bomb and win the round, but that's still not enough for Zuhn, and he finishes a poor T-player who was not ready for this. 5-4. Zuhn is casually jumping around the map, running from A to B and then goes back to A. He makes a one jump and instantly finds a kill on a T who was crossing from con. He goes up on stairs, B-hops all the way back to jungle and then pre-fires the guy in kitchen. Very impressive. 6-4 and 40 seconds on a clock. Ts are trying to come towards B and Zuhn tries to go for a cold zero jump. Fails multiple times and then a very awkward aim duel happens. And then I literally have no idea what happens after. Maybe you guys can explain it to me in the comments. The last round on city side and 1:30 on a clock. Zuhn makes a backwards vent jump but unfortunately gets punished by a T who was holding window. I think that in this situation he could have played better by focusing on the guy under window, since he had 100% info about him from his teammate on short. Time for some T side action. On a pistol round he b-hops out of palace and finds a kill on a clueless player who was sitting shadow. Then he sneaks his way into city spawn and then into jungle, where he catches 2 cities off guard and finishes the last one. Here he did everything really well. Taking city is a great decision, since it's a very powerful position to cut off any rotations and secure the bomb plant. Unfortunately, his teammate died without planting the bomb, but all of the city's attention was focused on side, which led to Zuhn sneaking up from behind and punishing them. Also, he was very patient, collected all the possible information about the location of his enemies and had a great trigger discipline. The score is 6-8. Zuhn has a sniper rifle, he goes out of palace and then jumps out of the smoke right into a city player who fails every single bullet of his MP9 spray. Zuhn just plays with him, but the city instantly switches to his pistol and punishes Zuhn for his arrogance. And his teammate. 7-8, and for the first time we see a scout in his hands, which he instantly utilizes by making a sick pre-aim on the guy window. Then he hits a guy on top of ticket, jumps into window and goes towards CT. He spots a city player there and he probably knows that he hit him before, so he only needs one shot to finish the job. But not today. And believe it or not, for the rest of the game Zuhn was just jumping around, trying to hit some clips, but the luck was not on his side, so he just kept dying. So what have we learned from this game? Zuhn has insane movement skills and the majority of his games he's just trying to go for clips. But we watched a game where he was pretty lucky and his shots were landing. And as you can see by his statistics, in the majority of his games he's not always so lucky. So let's take a quick look at his another game. Zuhn starts the game with a quick highlight in window by making 3 1-digs, and believe it or not, that was almost it for the entire game. After a successful pistol round, he decides to go out B alone, only with a deagle, but enemy hears that and punishes him. Next round, Zuhn gets an AWP and jumps out of palace to no-scope a guy on default, and after a bit of clown fiesta, gets killed. After dying for a couple of more rounds, he finally finds another kill when the score is 1-5. Then, for 5 rounds in a row, he just keeps dying and trying to go for clips, and only finds his next kill when the score is 6-5. I assume that at this point he got a little bit upset that his shots are not landing and he decided to play a little bit more serious. On a CT pistol round, he finds his next kill on a T who was crossing to side and then kills another player on stairs. And then something weird happens next round. He nades himself and then goes into his teammate's molly, and after that they surrender. I have no idea what happened this game, but my guess is that Zuhn's shots were not landing, so he decided to finish the game fast to queue the next one and try his luck there. So what is my final conclusion about Zuhn as a player? First of all, he has a very unique, fun and entertaining playstyle. He doesn't bother himself with any thoughts of ranking up and improving. Also, his mechanics are definitely way above silver, and I can confidently tell you that he can easily get to DMG in MM and around 15,000 premier rating if he would change his playstyle towards more competitive manner. But obviously he doesn't want or need that, and also his audience only cares about him hitting insane clips and they never cared about his rank or individual performance. I think that he intentionally stays on silver ranks because it's way easier to hit clips there since people against him have no idea what they're doing and can't aim. And that is my final conclusion about Zuhn as a player. If you disagree with me, the comment section is always open for a discussion, and let me know who do you want to see in the next episodes of the Blind Analytics. Don't forget that I stream very often on this YouTube channel and Kick. Thanks a lot for watching, God bless you, I'm out.